Okay, I screwed up. These holes, they're fine, but they're located too low. They should be up here where the next set is, and even a little higher. I misread that drawing I was looking at on Amazon. At any rate, I'm going to have 6 holes instead of 3. So it'll be a big time adjustable stand. But my problem is that shelf is going to stick out even farther. So I'll see what I can do about that as well. So what I'm doing here is I've pinned this hole, ran my square across, got an 1/8 inch offset to give me my center line. This hole will be near the inside, so I can mark that. Move up 1. Again with my offset to give me a center line. Move up 1 more. Make sure I'm tight here. Luckily, I'll only have to do 1 and then just drill all the holes the same. So 6 holes. Let's see how this turns out. I don't think that anyone will be using these bottom 2, so I might be able to shorten my shelf to somewhere in here, so it doesn't stick out too far. Okay, to get my crosshairs here, I just went, approximately center on that hole. Brought my tri-square up to there, and this one is right in the middle, 1 inch, just over 1 inch. So that's how I located that one. And then these are the same. They're just a hair under 3/4. All right there, if I remember right. And a little bit more. So I strike that line and then strike that one. So we should be good to go. I'll drill these 3 holes. 4 sets of 3 holes. We'll come back and see how things line up. Alright, I'm not a big sanding guy. Sanding is kind of up to you, but on this project, these inside corners, basically what I'm doing is just breaking everything down to about a 150, just a soft edge. I stayed away from using a router because I didn't want any blowout on this. So this is working out pretty well. I've got one completed. And all I'm doing is I'm using this Duragrit. It's a 120 stick, flat stick, and it does a really nice job of letting me get in these corners here. So that takes the hard edge off. And I'll just continue around this edge. Then after I get that done, I come back with 120 paper on this foam block. And just We got another touch with that, and then come back with some 150. And that's a nice edge. So it doesn't really take a lot of time, but you know, for that stretch. But all in all, that previous piece took me about 2 hours to get around every piece. And then once I get this done, I'll show you the assembled piece before finish. So the other thing I'm doing is I'm locating pieces with, on this piece it's letters, on the other piece it's numbers. So here's double K, this is B and I, up here is C and E. So when it goes back together, the corresponding pieces will mate up with those letters. So if you take it apart, transport it, when you come back to put it together, you know which pieces, if you happen to have both of them mixed up somehow, letters with one piece, numbers with the other. So I'll finish sanding this up, and then I'll show you what it looks like fully assembled and sanded. And one thing I forgot to mention is on these long outside edges, I'll just use my block plane and break the edge that way. A lot less dust, and it feels good to do it this way too. So that takes that hard edge off, and then I'll come back with the paper. $120 and then $150. Then I also use that block plane to put a slight chamfer on the bottom here so it doesn't blow out if you happen to slide it. And then that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to put this together, show you how easy it is to put together. I've got these stamped, but I'm going to start with the frame up on top here. And I know that the way I made this frame, the wide part goes on top, the small part on the bottom, and then we just have to match up the letters, E to E. I'm just going to finger start these. Make sure I've got everything in the right spot. They're all the same size bolts, except for the ones that are being used for the step. Those are longer. Okay, so I'm going to leave those loose for now. Now I'll put this support in for the shelf, or the platform, the standing platform. And the reason that this is like this is that because this platform is solid wood, I have to allow for that wood movement, and this allows for that. because the platform is floating on top of this. If it were glued together, it would eventually bust it apart if it stayed together long enough, or the holes wouldn't match up. When it came time to put it together, this thing would be either moved in or out, one of the two. All right, now I can put let's put the step in. And you can see this pattern here, and I'll show that to you in a minute on the platform as well. So this goes down here. And these take longer bolts. I'm going to grab the 4 longer ones and get these started. Okay, and now the back support. Okay. Bottom support. Well, I just gotta get this going on the other side. Hang on. All right, I think they're started. I'm going to run those 2 in. No, that's not good. There we go. Now that one was started, okay. Now the platform, and you can see that this has got a similar stripe in it, and I like to call that a river. So this comes in and sits in here. It's on the topmost setting. And that started well. And so did that. Now we can snug everything up. Just run my hands over it and make sure I've got everything. And that feels good. It's a good looking piece. And it's solid. So I've got 6 adjustable settings as opposed to 3 on the original from Amazon. That was a mistake, but I think it's a good thing. And I'm glad I recovered from that. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.